welcome to this edition of World Greatness Awards travel briefing. So here we're focusing on the venue and how to get there. We're focusing on how to get to Zanzibar for the World Greatness Awards, which will be taking place from the 24th of October to the 27th of October 2025. So the venue will be at the Shukran Palace, and with me on this broadcast, I have Daphne. Daphne is a consultant at TWD Travels and the experts in the area, experts in the Great Lakes region of East Africa. She will be telling us more about Zanzibar. Daphne, you are welcome to this travel briefing. Could you tell us, or first of all, introduce yourself and TWD Travels, what you do, and then tell us about your experience of visiting and taking people around Zanzibar?
Thank you so much, Professor Patrick. My name is Daphne Kamsime. Hello, great people. Welcome to Zanzibar. TWD Travels is ready to take you to Zanzibar and everywhere. TWD Travels is based in Uganda, Kampala, and it is experienced in trips all over East Africa, Tanzania, and Zanzibar in particular. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So Zanzibar is in the ocean. Could you tell us more about Zanzibar, the location, and the beauty of that island?
So Zanzibar is Tanzania as a whole country is called the United Republic of Tanzania. Sorry, it is a combination of Tanzania, the mainland, and Zanzibar. Before it was Tanganyika, then there is Zanzibar. So together it forms Tanzania. So Zanzibar is in the middle of Indian Ocean. It is 1.5 hours away from the mainland of Tanzania when you go by boat.
Well,
it's a very beautiful island with one of the bluest waters in East Africa.
Wow, that's amazing. And as you can see as well, they have very nice climate there. It's always sunny and lovely white sandy beaches.
Yes, very true. Because it is in the middle of the ocean, and the ocean is normally displays because it's an ocean. The sands are very white there, and it is very famous of the spice plantations. There's a lot of spices from that island that come from Zanzibar as an island.
Oh, that is amazing. And as you can see from our PowerPoint today, Zanzibar is represented by that red dot on the map just off the coast of Tanzania, Kenya. And we as well are 3 hours away from, 3 hours plus GMT or GMT plus 3. So East African time. So that is Zanzibar. So if we want to, under our days, World Greatness Awards, honourees will be coming to Zanzibar. What are the travel requirements? What do they need to do to get into Tanzania or Zanzibar?
The travel requirements for everyone for you to enter Zanzibar. First of all of us enter Zanzibar through Tanzania, which is the country. So many people forget that Zanzibar is under Tanzania as a republic. So you require a passport that is valid for at least 6 months from the date of travel. And some of the guests require visas, but it mostly depends on your country of origin. So using the Tanzanian immigration website or through our expertise as TWD Travels, we shall be able to identify your travel visa requirements. Everyone has their own travel visa requirements. Some people are visa free, some nationalities are supposed to pay on arrival, and some are supposed to request for visa online. It depends.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yes. Then the other thing is that Zanzibar in particular, has, starting from last year in October, has issued a mandatory Zanzibar insurance to protect all the people that come to Zanzibar as tourists. In those days when you're in Zanzibar, you should be insured, and it is a must that you should be insured. So, regardless of whether you have a travel insurance to travel all over the world, the one to Zanzibar is a mandatory requirement.
Thanks so much for pointing that out to all our guests for the World Greatness Awards. So, if you need more information on how to enter into Tanzania and hence Zanzibar, you need to contact our travel consultant at TW Travels, and they will gladly help you. Now, about the flights. As a travel agent, what are the flights? How can people get there if they're flying in? What are the options?
So Zanzibar has one airport, that is Abeid Karume Airport, International Airport. So all the flights most of the flights that are available, depending on your destination, there is Qatar Airways, there is Emirates, there is Ethiopian Airlines, there is Turkish Airlines, there is Kenya Airways, there is Uganda Airlines, just to mention but a few. And for those whose countries or destination countries where they come from, we can always identify for you which airline is the best for you to use when you're coming to Zanzibar. But those are the few that I can mention.
Thanks. So people can fly in directly into Zanzibar, depending on their destination of origin or place of origin, or they can fly into Dar es Salaam and then take a ferry or another short flight to Zanzibar. That is amazing, and thank you for giving us those options. So the awards will be taking place from the we arrive. We expect most people to be arriving around the 24th, which is a Friday, and on the Saturday we'll be having the World Greatness Awards Saturday afternoon, and then on the Sunday afternoon we'll be having the induction into the Royal Civility Hall of Fame. So if you really want to enjoy this amazing island, as you can see that picture, lovely picture from Nakupenda Beach in Zanzibar, if you want to enjoy the beauty and fun in this island, you would give yourself some good time before you arrive for the awards, and after you arrive, or if you finish the awards, to just enjoy the beauty of Zanzibar and the beauty of Africa. Uh, so for the accommodation, the event will take place at that majestic Shukran Palace. It is located on the shores of the Indian Ocean, as you can see. You can just go down and straight into the Indian Ocean and see those lovely blue waters on that image on the screen. But importantly, it's one of the exclusive and high-end hotels in Zanzibar. So, Daphne, for the people who do not wish or to stay at the Shukran Palace, what alternatives are they available for them in Zanzibar? Could you tell us more about the accommodation and how they can easily navigate from wherever they are into the Shukran Palace?
Okay, Shukran Palace is 1 hour away from the airport and also from the city. So I would recommend hotels that are near Shukrani. The place, Shukrani is in an area called Nchambi. It's in the eastern coast of Zanzibar. So when all the hotels that are nearby, or even the nearby villages like Jambiani, Paje, you're able to get hotels there. Hotel prices range from as low as $30 to as high as it can go to $300 per night. It depends, even $500 per night. It depends on your budget. But I would highly recommend that most of the guests can go for mid-range because in Zanzibar, cheap is not actually cheap. You may want a very cheap hotel, but you may be frustrated the entire time of your trip. So when people contact us, there are hotels that we recommend for them that are mid-range and something that is fair and affordable that can be close to Shukrani Palace. But of course, Shukrani is luxurious, and I highly recommend that everyone goes to Shukrani. Otherwise, if people cannot afford or be able to go there, there are alternatives just close to Shukrani or 30 minutes away from Shukrani. And then you can be able to take, maybe we can also give you a daily transport to take you to Shukrani in case you want to.
Oh, that is very amazing to know that you can stay in Zanzibar as low as $30 a night to as much as you want to spend, including thousands of dollars per night. All those things, all those accommodation are there. So if you really want to book an alternative hotel, you need to contact TWD Travels. They will be able to assist you. We'll be putting the details at the very end of this presentation. So next about local transport. So when the guests arrive at the airport in Zanzibar, I know those who are booked all-inclusive package with World Greatness, they will be picked up from the airport and taken to the hotel, which is a Shukrani. But the people who have not, for example, booked, they're just arriving uh, they've just arrived in Zanzibar. They've never been there. How come they travel around Zanzibar Island and to get to where they wish to be?
Thank you. About that, most of the people, once you arrive in at Zanzibar Airport, we shall be ready there to arrange with you for you transportation. So that is, of course, an extra cost in case you didn't arrange with the Greatness team. We have all kinds of transportation from luxury, mid-range, and of course luxury and mid-range only because this is purely a private kind of transfer. I would not recommend to anyone to use public means. It may not be as comfortable as you may want. So there is nothing like an organized public means for you to go to Shukrani. It's better to have a private transfer, which is an affordable price.
Oh,
So
that is lovely. Thank
the
you.
airport, from the airport to Shukrani or to any of the hotels that are nearby Shukrani, it takes 1 hour, like I already told you, 1 hour and also a bit of 1 hour to 30 minutes. So calculating that distance on a private transfers, depending on the van or the kind of mode of transport you have chosen, that we have provided for you.
That is amazing. Thanks so much for that clarification. So again, if you, for example, you choose not to book the all-inclusive package with World Greatness, again, get in touch with TWT Travels. They will arrange all your transportation into Zanzibar, within Zanzibar, and definitely out of Zanzibar at the end of your stay. So Zanzibar is a very beautiful place, as you said, and the waters, the blue waters, or the sunset, all those are very interesting moments and places to visit. Could you tell us about the exciting or your top attractions or excursions that you take people around when in Zanzibar?
Okay, yeah. There are quite very many activities. I would not say all of them are over like 30 activities, but to mention just a few, one of those that stand out the most is once you get into Zanzibar, don't miss out these top activities. Number one is a visit to Prison Island and Napenda Island Sandbank Tour. It is the beauty about Prison Island is that it has a historical moment about it. That is where the slaves were being taken to be imprisoned during the times of the slave trade. So there's a lot of history attached to it. For those who love history and cultural facts about a city, it is also connected to Stone Town. Stone Town City is very famous for all those old buildings. One of the first tallest buildings in East Africa was built in Zanzibar, and also the Arabs said where I used to stay was built there. The fort is in Stone Town. There is a slave market where they used to sell human beings during the times of slave trade. So it's basically a historical fact about it. And those who love history about the trip, I would highly recommend this kind of activity. About Nakupenda Sandbank Tour, it's a sandbank in the middle of the ocean. The beauty about it is we normally take people in the morning because we know that the sand, the water has literally separated. You don't see anything, you'll only see the sand. And once it gets in the evening, the ocean is back. You may not know whether there was a sandbank there. So it's very beautiful. There is another trip called Nemba Island Dolphin Trip Tour. That's a whole day trip. We normally take guests right in the morning straight to the island. And on that trip, they're able to experience the dolphins and how they play, and they are able to swim with them. They experience the aqua life of the Indian Ocean. Those who can do snorkeling can do it. That is, I highly recommend those who know how to swim and also those who love to see the aqua life. That is for the Nemba Island tour. There is another activity called the Sunset Door Cruise.
Oh yes, I love that.
I know. Yes. I said it. I know that is your favorite activity. Yeah. It's basically a door, a boat that is called a door that people get to enjoy the sunsets. The most beautiful sunsets come from the eastern side, actually where Shukrani Palace is. Wow. That is where we normally do that activity from. You will see the most beautiful sunset coming from the Indian Ocean. The spectacle is very beautiful. I cannot explain. Then the other activity is called the horse riding. Those who love horse riding, but in the ocean, the Indian Ocean, it's also beautiful, and also on the sandbanks. There is also another activity. Oh, there's so many activities. Oh my God.
The submarine.
There is a submarine. Yes, there is a submarine trip. That kind of activity is basically for those who fear water. They want to see aqua life, but they don't know how to swim. So they get into the submarine and they're able to see everything under the ocean. And those who know how to swim, I recommend the sea walk.
Well, is that the sea walk where they swim with the dolphins?
No. Sea walk is another activity. Okay. It's basically for those who can swim and good divers. Those are given an opportunity to really dive into the sea and see everything in 3D.
Amazing.
Yeah. So there are very many activities I can't exhaust, but just needs people to come down to Zanzibar and experience it, because once you're in Zanzibar, our motto is Hakuna Matata. That translates in there is no problem.
Amazing.
Once you get in Zanzibar, you leave your problems there.
Thank you so much, Daphne, for that. Foretaste of what to come in Zanzibar when we get there. Looking forward to those exciting activities and excursions and getting ready to enjoy the beauty of creation. So about the currency, when people come to Zanzibar, they will be using the Tanzanian shillings.
Yes, in Tanzania as a country itself, basically recommend people to use local currency. So if it is possible, you can easily, there are so many forex bureaus in Zanzibar. You can be, whether you carry the euros, the US dollars, the pounds, you will definitely have to change. And about those who know, I would highly recommend that you change from forex bureaus that how can I say, that are really forex bureaus, like a real forex bureau, like you, so that you don't get cheated. You have to see that this is a forex bureau outside, and you will not people on the street saying that they are money changers. They might give you fake money, so that you have to take note. Or maybe if you get to ask us or any of our team members, we can guide you the best places where you can always do your exchange from. Otherwise, if there is a possibility from the country where you come from to be able to exchange to Tanzanian shillings before you arrive, that is also okay. But then the other thing, I know there are some people who love traveling with cards and do normally swiping with the cards. That is also okay. But in some hotels, which is better with cash. Either you have the US dollars, they do accept it, but though they give you a rate that is a little bit higher, so it's better for you to have exchanged earlier from a forex bureau. Otherwise, the US dollars are also accepted at some hotels, and they're more familiar with the US dollars than the other kind of currency, international currencies. And if you have a Visa card, yes, it is accepted. But why I don't really highly recommend that you rely on it unless if you're going to be sleeping in a 5-star where they will have such a facility. There's some places the network is terrible because it is in the village, it's out of the city. Network may be terrible and very hard for you to transact. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Yes, those are real life tips that we do need, that we either carry the Tanzanian shilling or exchange
or
it.
US dollars. Yes. I would recommend US dollars because they're more familiar with the dollars than the euros and pounds and other foreign currencies. Then, and for those with Visa cards still, whenever you're doing a transaction, they normally charge you a 5%. They charge you 5%, so you may not go. You may have to complain that why are they taking a lot of money from me? In case you come with a Visa card, that's a heads up for you. ATMs are available in town, yes, but very hard to access. So the banking system in Tanzania as a whole country is not so perfect.
Okay.
I can say for you.
Thanks so much for that tip. So we do need the local currency or carry the card or the USD, US dollars. So about the cultural, when we reach there, for example, how is the weather like? How do we have to relate to the local people in terms of culture, customs? Is there anything that we really need to know? Or do we need to learn Swahili, for example?
Okay, of course, Zanzibar is predominantly a Muslim culture region, and then they speak Swahili mostly, but because of the diversity of cultures and so many guests who keep coming into Zanzibar in particular, many people have learned different languages. So you don't have to worry about the fact that maybe I only speak French or Portuguese. Maybe I cannot be helped. No, we have guides who can speak every kind of international language. So you are sorted on that once we plan your trip and take you to Zanzibar. And then about the dress code, when it comes to because they are Muslim culture, they truly understand the fact that, of course, people respect the fact that these people have to dress up very decently. According to them, they cover the head and all that, but that has nothing to do with the guests. They know that the tourists have a different culture, and they also respect that.
That's good.
The only thing that you wouldn't want to do is for you to dress in a very, especially for the ladies, in a provoking way when you're going to their place of worship. That is the mosques. The mosques need to be respected, and also there are places of government, the government places where you could do, once you're in the city, you can show you where the state house is, and these are the government buildings. They are also easy to identify because you will always see the flag outside them. And you know that place, you don't take pictures in front of the government buildings by the in Tanzania. It is not allowed. When you're taking pictures, you take note. They don't want people to take photos in front of their government buildings. So where you see a flag, just know this is a government entity, so it is not allowed. But when you're guests, you can dress up in a more appropriate way when you're in town. In town, it's a little bit strict, but out of town, like where Shukrani is, and at the beaches, you're allowed to put on the way you want because they know you are a guest.
Thank you so much for those tips on how or the cultural etiquette. And in the case of
I
any
forgot to,
yes,
sorry, I forgot to say something. And another thing, when you are in Zanzibar, I also recommend that you take care of your property very well. It is not safe as much as it should be safe in some people's countries. So you can't leave your property unattended to. There, it's not like there are cameras everywhere. That is an island. You have to make sure you either keep it in the car with your tour guide. That is safe enough, or you leave it with your colleagues, and also avoid getting in contact with so much with the local people because sometimes it is not safe for you. Otherwise, the people in Zanzibar are very beautiful and very kind people and welcoming. They're one of the most welcoming people you'll ever find.
Oh, thank you. And in case of any emergency, of course, there will be local police and there will be medical help. Check with your hotel, and they will definitely make that available for you. So we are almost coming to the end of the this presentation about the travel tips to Zanzibar. And really, we're talking about just before you come and between now and the World Greatness Awards, you need to get your flights booked, get your passports and visas, reserve your accommodation either through World Greatness or through TWD travels, and think about what you're going to wear and your insurance and your currency if you need to exchange it. Arrange your transport and any contact details you need to be able to reach and enjoy Zanzibar. So we look forward to seeing you in Zanzibar, and it's been great talking to you today. It's been Dr. Patrick Busenge here at World Greatness and Daphne.
Daphne, come see me here at TWD Travels. We can't wait to have you in Zanzibar. We are so excited.
And yes, if you need to reach out, here our travel, our contact details on screen. And thank you so much for listening to us and watching this presentation and this briefing on World Greatness Awards briefing, travel tips to Zanzibar. Bye, and we'll see you in the next briefing. Bye.
Bye.